Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to dine.
Lately, everyone at the Noble Tavern has been talking about a restaurant in Savannah and its head chef, Veracia. No matter how hectic the kitchen gets, she handles the heat, the plating, and the timing of every dish with perfect composure. But if you think that composure stays inside the restaurant, you're seriously underestimating her. Even on the battlefield, Veracia acts as if she's preparing a feast. When Veracia hits enough enemies or all surviving enemies with a skill, her appetite awakens, granting a fervor effect to that skill. When she casts her ultimate, the main course, Veracia summons a plate on a chosen tile. She then uses her threads to pull nearby enemies onto the plate, knocking them down for a short time. After that, Veracia samples the food on the plate, dealing damage to each enemy and recovering health based on the actual damage dealt. Once this skill gains fervor, it also benefits from extra penetration when dealing damage. When Veracia casts Prime Cut, she slashes through the area with the most enemies using her dining knife, dealing damage to enemies within range. Once this skill gains fervor, she performs an extra slash, dealing additional damage. Each additional slash pulls the battle further into her rhythm. When casting Vino Inferno, Veracia splashes red wine onto the area with the most enemies, then roasts them with magic, dealing damage periodically to enemies within range. Once this skill gains fervor, the wine ignites at the end of the roast, bursting into flames and dealing damage to enemies within range. Behind that gentle aroma lies a heat no one can afford to ignore. And when all of her skills have gained fervor, the true feast begins. After unlocking her exclusive skill, Chef's Choice, and once all of Veracia's skills have gained fervor, she opens her jaws and devours the enemy that has dealt the most cumulative damage, dealing damage and absorbing a portion of the target's basic stats, up to a certain percentage of her own initial stats. If the target is not a boss, they also permanently lose all energy. After the exclusive skill is upgraded, she devours one additional enemy that has dealt the most cumulative damage when the skill is cast. To Veracia, the most obvious targets are always the first to fall into her threads. In battle, she uses her plate and threads to gather enemies together, then keeps the pressure on with her knife and wine. As her skills hit enough enemies, they gain fervor one by one. Once the timing is right, she uses Chef's Choice to eliminate the key target with calm, precise elegance. Veracia does more than just control the battlefield. She builds up fervor in her own rhythm and then delivers a perfect finish when the moment is right. Wherever you meet her, beware of the threads you cannot see. Some chefs remember what their guests like. Veracia knows how the feast will end before you even say a word.